Hi, I'm Caroline McCrory,
And I'm Lindsay Moates.
and today our lesson is taking photos of Curious George, exploring characters through images.
In this lesson, the students begin exploring the character Curious George. Students imagine what George would do if he came to their school, and they plan out different places that he would go in the school and what he would be doing.
The students go around and they take pictures of Curious George posed in humorous ways, and the students will create a storybook and then a digital book that tells their story of Curious George.
I'm doing session 1, and in my session, we review what they already know about Curious George, then we read the story and talk about what they learned about him.
I'm doing session 2. In my session, we talk about the character traits of Curious George. We talk about what George does that makes him curious, and then we talk about different places in our school where George could get in trouble, and then we go around and take pictures at different places in the school of George doing different things.
Hey guys, today we're going to read a book and it's called Curious George. It's by H.A. Ray, and this is a really fun book. I think y'all are going to love it. But we're going to start. I'm going to give you a web, which looks like this, and it's also on the board. And I'm going to pass these out. And y'all are going to write down anything that you already know about Curious George, or you can make predictions from the title about what you think that this book is going to be about. Okay, Taylor, what's one thing that you wrote?
That Curious George is a monkey.
He's a monkey. Okay, we'll add that to our chart. Abby, what's one thing you wrote?
I think he might get into trouble.
Okay, might get into trouble. Caroline, what's something you wrote?
Well, since the title is Curious George, that must mean that he's curious.
That is a really good idea. You're using the title to make a prediction. Good job. So we have that he's curious, he's a monkey, and that he gets into trouble. Those are all really good predictions. So we're going to read our story, Curious George by H.H. Ray. Good reading, guys. Is there anyone that can summarize what we just read? Caroline?
I think that Curious George, the guy in the yellow hat came and found him, and then he took him on a boat back to his home, and George tried to jump off the boat and fly, but he just got in the water. And then he went to the zoo, I think, and then he stole some balloons from the balloon man, and then he was flying around in the air, but then he landed back on the ground, and then I think that's all.
Yeah. So he keeps trying to get away, and he keeps going to all these different places to see what he can find. Good job. So now that we've read the book, we're going to add to our web what you've learned about Curious George. So if y'all can add anything that you've learned from the story onto your web. Just write it down.
Okay.
Okay, Caroline, what's something you added?
I put that he jumped off the boat and tried to fly.
Okay, so he jumped off a boat. What does that tell you about him? That he's really adventurous, isn't he?
Yeah.
Would you jump off a boat?
Not to fly, but probably to go swimming.
To go swimming.
Yeah.
What's something you added, Abby?
I put that he stole balloons.
Stole balloons, yes. So he likes to get into trouble, doesn't he? What's some of you added, Taylor?
He went to the zoo.
The zoo. Do you think he liked being at the zoo with all those other animals?
Probably not.
Yeah, probably. He was probably messing with them, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to give y'all a piece of paper, and you're going to draw a picture of Curious George at any place in the world. So if you were Curious George and you traveled all over and you got into everything, where's one place you'd want to go see?
Abby's going to the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, yeah, I want to go there.
I'm not a very good drawer.
Oh, that's okay.
Me
We're just
either.
using our imaginations right now. So where did yours go, Caroline?
My George went to New York City.
Ooh, New York City. Like, you like all of Caroline's buildings?
I love that.
Would you want to go to New York City if you were George?
Yes.
There's a lot of stuff to do there.
There is. There's a lot of trouble to get into in New York City. I like that one. Where did yours go, Abby?
Mine went to the Eiffel Tower and he climbed on top of it.
Oh, that would be fun. If I was George, I would climb on top of the Eiffel Tower. What about you, Taylor?
Mine went to Disney World.
Disney World. What kinds of things do you think George would do at Disney World?
Rode roller coasters and ate candy and popcorn.
Yeah, that would be fun. So later on, we're going to think about where George would go in our very own school and what kind of trouble he would get into there.